From IBEX in Tampa, I'm Alan Wendt on behalf of Soundings Trade Only. One of our electronics companies, Raymarine FLIR, is with us right now. There's probably like three major names in the electronic industry. Michelle Hildyard is with us, Vice President of Operations. Where do you see electronics right now? Where is it going? What changes are coming in that are driving the technology, the innovation?
So AI, I think, is the biggest innovation in technology at the moment. And it, to me, is a fundamental foundation building block of a lot of the other technologies that I think will drive change in our industry. So when I look at AI, I see an opportunity to bring more people into boating and retain them into boating. I'm a boater myself. My passion is cruising, and there's so many barriers to entry for new people coming into the industry, be it docking, which is very stressful, be it understanding what they see on the screen in front of them. And I think AI is that technology that can really make a difference to get more novice people into the boating and make them comfortable, happy, confident and competent boaters.
How do you transition a team who's grown up in one era of technology into this AI thinking technology while you're still selling product?
So we've got to sell the products in the warehouse, and we've got to, that's a product we've got today, but we are transitioning each of our new products that we bring out. We are putting AI functionality into all of those products. The other great thing about AI is it can be software generated. It doesn't have to just be a hardware product. So a lot of products can have black boxes added to them with the capability in them to be able to start using AI now. So it's not, you don't have to wait for the next.
And you can push a software update to people.
Absolutely, yeah. Which can contain something. Now there is core chipsets that you do need. So extremely older product, it's not going to work with because it just doesn't have the capacity and capability. But when you're talking about newer product that's in the market now, there are options to utilise black boxes or pair that with software updates to be able to start using AI.
One of Raymarine's been able to keep their products fresh for customers for so many years. There are features that, wow, I like this, I know this.
Yeah.
When a boater says, I maybe can't afford a brand new boat, but I can redo my electronics, you're there for them.
We've always been big in the aftermarket, retrofit market. We try and allow our products to be backwards compatible to a certain level. I mean, when you start transitioning from analog to digital, that was a time when you're going to have to cut the bullet.
You can only go back so many issues of iPhone, okay?
Exactly, and we're the same in electronics, but our electronics, they need to last longer. It's not so throwaway, you're not going to throw your electronics away every year like you would maybe get a new iPhone. So they need to have some backwards compatibility. But what we try and do now is create products that people who have got a Raymarine system can update some of those parts of the system, or if they want to replace a whole system because they've got a competitor product in and they want to come to Raymarine, we've got some great systems and packages out there to be able to get people keeping a boat that they love, but with the newest technology on it.
Does AI offer us a pathway to reaching younger potential boaters?
Absolutely, yeah. I come back to that point about this barrier to entry and people not being confident. It's not like driving a car, it's very straightforward, you take your driving test and off you go. When you learn to become a boater, you can do your day skipper, you can do your powerboat course, but it doesn't mean you can then just jump in a boat and you've got so many more factors, wind, tide, currents, etc., that are really going to make it more difficult. And everyone knows that boating, something always goes wrong on your boat. But with AI, I see a world where you can make everyone an expert, be it fishing, be it sailing, be it cruising, because of the things it can do. When we talk about our FLIR thermal cameras, they can detect, they can classify, they can identify, they can even track people, boats, markers, all in the water. So that, that situational awareness that the products can brings that whole new level of safety. Then if I talk about something like docking, the most stressful part of anyone's boating, we've got a product called DockSense. It doesn't drive the boat for you. I've seen a lot going on in the market recently about, autonomous driving boats, but this it creates, use stereo cameras, it creates a lovely bump around your boat, and no matter how hard you put your throttles over, it's not going to let you hit into anything. It can see everything around the boat, from a swimmer in the water to the dock to another boat, and it can help you, guide you into your berth without hitting anything else, or just stop the boat in its tracks if you were going to hit something. Now, to me, that's really exciting, because if I was new into the boat, I wanted to buy a boat, I'm going to think, oh God, I'm going to be embarrassed at the marina if I have to dock this boat and I crash it or I can't do it. Whereas this is a technology that can help you do that.
Is that category within electronics, now that we've seen others enter that, is that a rapidly growing area that's only going to get better because of more user input, better sensors?
Yes, it's going to, that autonomy is coming. How far it goes, I think, depends on the customer. As a boater myself, I'm not sure I would buy a boat to have it completely autonomous. Part of the joy buying a car, buying a boat is driving.
There's a satisfaction level of being able to dock your boat.
Yes, but dock your boat with a little bit of assistance versus pressing a button, having it dock itself. Now, yes, absolutely, there is a place for full autonomy, because someone who is very nervous or is very unconfident, that would give them absolute peace of mind that they...
Confidence.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But it is coming, and I think there's lots of people, from engine manufacturers to electronics manufacturers to new entrants into the market, all looking at how we can make boating safer, easier and more autonomous, which could only be good for the consumer.
Where do you want to see Raymarine FLIR go? I'm just wondering, just how far do you see being able to push envelopes, and how quickly can you push those envelopes?
I think it's got to do... Anybody now, there's so much new technology. I think it'd be very difficult for one company on its own to be doing everything. I just think there's, unless you're a multi-billion pound company, and this market doesn't have anyone like that in it, you've got to partner with people. So for me, it's about finding the right partners, working with them and doing something together that will allow this market to rapidly evolve.
Is there also, in the same breath, a resistance of, like, we're not going to add a gadget just because we can add a gadget?
That's a cost point, I think. Adding a gadget for the sake of adding a gadget, especially in this industry, doesn't work, because people really want to see the benefit while they're spending their money. And with all new technology, it starts at a higher price point. As it becomes more readily available, and it will get cheaper. So I think there's a twofold. One, autonomy and AI, I don't think it'll be a gadget. I think it's people can see the value in it. To me now, it comes down to what's the cost point? What are people willing to pay to have that technology on their boat?
Is there a segment of the market, leisure, premium, super yacht, that you're going for these days? Because I see brands on all three different categories of boating.
We're spanning all of them. So leisure, yes. The recreational market, that's always been our core market, especially with the Raymarine brand. We're always going to be there. FLIR spans a little bit more. It spans both the leisure and the commercial market. Especially, we are very big with law enforcement. So we have the US Coast Guard's SINS 2 contract, and we spent a lot of time and effort in working with and partnering with the US Coast Guard to get them exactly the products and features functionality they need. We've also launched an IMO Cat 1, 2 and 3 radar into the commercial market, which means if I'm a super yacht owner, I maybe don't want to have that very industrial looking commercial product on my boat, whereas now with Raymarine, it's the same screens as the leisure world, but it's been brought up to be able to be IMO compliant. So in that regard, we've actually pushed up into there. The other area I think is really growing is the USV market. Uncrewed surface vessels.
Really?
Yeah. Big government spend in that area, and I think they are taking a lot of sensors to be able to drive those vessels autonomously. And I think that actually is probably one of the biggest growing markets that I see.
Great. Michelle, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, Michelle Hildyard with FLIR and Raymarine. Actually, how do you put those two names together? Is there a correct marriage of the names today?
I normally say Raymarine and FLIR, but no, they're both equally strong brands in their own right. So it's very difficult to...
They're just good partners.
They are
together.
great partners.
Michelle Hildyard with us today from IBEX in Tampa.